all of you guys were booked and charged into the Iron Cube inside of the Iron District in Maruka.
Oh, cube.
Um, your charges were read aloud, all of you pleading guilty. Before our major arrests had happened, we'd followed the story of Kragar, the unfortunate story of the various forms of less than above table investigation in which a stressed out detective was trying to get answers out of him from a group that he used to align with, the Red Badgers. Before
The red.
Kragar was shipped away to the cube out of the reach of this detective, the detective threatened him that if he had said anything to anyone, the detective would ruin Kragar's life. Then we had gone inside of the Iron Cube. The cells had been assigned that Kragar and Static were together. Ti Paprika and Scorvin were together, and then Vol and Robin were together. Next to Kragar and Static were two gaunt, skinny dwarves huddling over something that you guys didn't quite catch an eye on before they kind of scampered away towards the back wall. But you guys had done some brief conversation, talking across the prison with each other, getting some general introductions. I don't think you exchanged names, just more of silly goofs back and forth. And now you are sitting here
How come my notes?
in the sand of the cube. And I'll describe the situation at hand before we get to a little, almost like game of sorts. It is early in the morning. It is about 8 a.m., I would say, by the time you guys were brought in to the Iron Cube. And when Kragar was pulled out of the oven in the back, you all have been assigned your certain cells, are currently looking at each other, and the temperature is currently slowly rising with the sun peeking into the Iron Cube. It's not crazy hot yet, probably about 85 to 90 degrees, but you could tell it is going to get a lot warmer in here very quickly as the sun continues to rise. As you guys are here, sitting in these cells, everyone roll a d20 for me, please.
Oh shit.
No additions,
I'm
just a
prepared for some reason.
d20. We'll see who gets what.
I don't wanna.
4.
Dude, come on.
Aw, dude, also a 4.
I beg of you.
Oh, dude, we gotta roll higher.
Oh, let me grab my dice. How
We're
you
off to a
roll
wonderful
just
start here.
Just a D20.
I think there's like a
in D&D
bottom.
Beyond?
There's like a
Oh,
red
I see it,
button.
I see it.
Yeah.
I am a strainer of dice. Don't worry.
Oh,
Yeah, hold up. I just got back from Magic. Let me take it on my dice again.
I got my piss dice.
So did anyone get higher than an 18 from Kragar?
I haven't rolled yet. Hang on. Let's see. I got a 14.
Okay, so is 18 our highest roll? I'll take that silence as a yes.
I rolled a 23 actually.
no additives, just a 23.
Yep.
So I will say, since you have kind of won the roll off here, I will let you pick a sense in which you are currently kind of perceiving around. So you've got the 5 senses, or you can use kind of the 6th sense, like that intuition, gut feeling, instinctive sense. But what sense do you kind of want to tap into here in this prison space to explore a little bit in depth?
I guess just like sight, like commit the cell to memory, the people around me to memory.
Okay. You use your sight, looking around. You've got the best view, at least, on the people across from you. The odd elephant folk, mammalian, the human woman, the gnome, and a kiwi.
Just a kiwi, not like a person.
Yeah.
Just
An avian kiwi. And I think what you also see here in this space, at least kind of going beyond the typical atmosphere that surrounds you, a lack of guards is kind of like a highlight in your peripheral. You look around, getting closer to the iron bars that make up the kind of barrier between you and the main threshold. And you don't see anything. You guys are kind of just unsupervised here. I mean, you remember being in the core, this iron casing that just absorbed heat and had no ventilation. After it reached like 100 some odd degrees, you were pretty much just focusing on breathing and not dying anyways. But you assume it's not going to get that hot in here. But the lack of guards is interesting. It doesn't necessarily look like there's any major flaws or weaknesses within the prison, but there is definitely a lot of room and trust without supervision here in this space, I think, is one key fact that you see currently. What's our next number below an 18? I heard a 14 from Robin. Anything higher than a 14? I will once again take the deafening silence as a no. Robin, what sense do you want to explore that isn't sight?
Sight.
Great. Exactly what I told you not to do.
You're not trying to smell all these sweaty bodies?
I can.
I mean,
if no one else wants to do it, I can do.
I'm just thinking. I'll do hearing.
Hearing. You listen to the conversation around you. It makes sense. You are kind of in a meditative stance, focusing in.
I'm just sitting on the ground right now.
I will let you pick. There's two things currently that are dividing your attention beyond the conversation happening here amongst strangers. You hear an odd, almost like clinking of maybe glass or metal in the diagonal cell across from you, the two dwarves. And you also very, very faintly hear a conversation in the stones, the front of the prison. And I'll let you pick kind of what you want to hone in on.
I'll try to listen in on the conversation.
Okay, go ahead and also roll a perception check for me.
What the fuck are my bonuses? Wish these skills were pinned on the website. Okay, well, that's a natural 1. So, does a 5 get me anything?
You go to hone in on their conversation. And I will say, even on a natural 1, since this is kind of you like intentionally like hollowing out this noise, or honing out this noise, you can hear it's a conversation between kind of a more gruff, like traditional dwarven voice, maybe one of the guards that you had been dealing with previously, but there is also another voice that you do not recognize mixed somewhere in that conversation. You don't know what they're
they sound like, or
saying. Not necessarily. It's just more of like a higher tone that you're kind of picking up.
Person.
You would assume maybe a bit of like a taller species where their lungs aren't, more truncated. but there are like higher tonalities in gnomes and things of the other nature as well. So it's a rough assumption, but you can kind of let your imagination run wild. What's next after a 14? I think I heard a 12 somewhere or a 13.
I got
I
a
got
9.
4.
9, 4.
I also got a 4.
Okay.
Also 4.
All right. Wow. All right. So 9 is up to bat. That was Vol. What sense do you want to explore that is not seeing or hearing?
Scent. I'm gonna kind of, while still my ears are kind of flapping to keep a little bit of the to kind of cool me down even in 80 degrees. I'm gonna kind of raise my trunk up and I'm gonna kind of move it around outside. Yes. Get over here, Scorvin.
No.
Beyond the singeing flesh of Kragar, that is kind of a hard smell to ignore. I will once again give you 2 options. The cell diagonal from you, the kind of 2 gangly dwarves, there is an odd smell coming from there. And there is also another smell a little bit further off.
I'm gonna do the smell a little bit further off. Just see what that is.
Without having to roll, I'll say there's not necessarily any important information you can glean from smelling. But
Can't smell a conversation.
yeah, you didn't
Watch him.
notice it. I
the
believe
page
personally, I believe in him. You didn't notice it at first, but I think now you kind of looking at the door where you would come from, the stones, the kind of entrance of the prison. You do notice blending in with the gray sheet metal, a gray ladder. And I think you would realize there is more of a potent scent than which would be made by 8 people. I mean, you don't know how long these dwarves have been here. They could be creating this scent with just the amount of sweat they've created by being in this prison for who knows how long. But I think via the scent, you can glean pretty confidently that up that ladder there is more room in this prison, thusly more prisoners as well.
Okay.
So then we come to our 4s. I'll let you guys pick who wants to go first and who wants to go last. I'll make you guys make your own order.
You want to roll again, guys?
Yeah, let's do
Sure.
rollies.
Let's do rollies.
Ooh, I got an 18.
I got a 5.
Let's
I got a
go.
4.
Your next roll is going to be a 6.
Dude, I go last again.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
because you weren't here last time.
Yeah,
Scor-
you just suck.
Scorvin, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
18 you said?
It was.
Okay, so you've got feel, you've got taste, and you've got kind of a intuitive 6th sense. Which one do you want to pick?
I'm gonna start licking
Fuck,
things.
this is really tough between like 6th sense or taste.
I'm just gonna start licking things.
Heavily. Nah, I gotta go for 6th sense. I gotta trust my illusory reflexes. I'm gonna sense them.
Okay.
For sensing.
You
My arcane sense.
can kind of actually that is a good way to kind of think about this. You tap into a bit of your arcana. There's obviously the reality around you. You can see the people, you can see the way that this is set up. You can see everything in the circumstances that they are. Currently looks kind of bleak. An escape route is not necessarily going to be the easiest thing in the world, and you're not necessarily sure why you're here is kind of the first like odd thought that floats around in your head is like, why are you in such a not a necessarily maximum security prison, but almost like kind of like a torturous prison. But I think you feel this almost odd sensation of maybe like a relief or almost like a hope. And I'll let you pick. Do you want to explore that kind of feeling of hope, or do you want to tap into that like arcane nature of yours and to kind of explore that in the kind of sixth sense definition?
I'll explore that sixth sense, that arcane hope.
Okay.
Arcane curious, if you will.
You continue to dig deeper into the arcane flowing through your body, and I think what you realize is there
going to die
is a lack of response, of receptiveness. There is almost a dampening of magic in this area. You could still access your abilities through great effort, but at least here in the radius of this prison, they seem to have kind of a small dampening effect on the potency and the ability for you to cast magic.
Whack.
So that leaves T.I. Paprika. Do you want to go with taste or do you want to go with feel?
Can I go with feel and you taste, bro?
That works
I
for
think
me.
you.
That works.
Well, I mean, you should do feel that way. Matt's forced to taste stuff.
I don't
want
want to taste things. I'm a robot. You can't. I won't know anything, man.
He's got to break out a special
You
taste
gonna make
sensor.
me. You gonna make me lick the wall?
I think the first thing you taste is obviously a bit of the saliva that is now rapidly creating in your mouth to try and keep you hydrated, as well as a bit of the sweat. Do birds sweat? Sure, they do in this instance.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it's a humanoid bird.
It's actually just a human who grew feathers.
Can you be one of those like birds that sweats milk or something?
Is that a
Yeah.
is that a
No,
thing
it-
normally?
That's the thing with platypus. With a platypus, they
Well,
produce milk, but they
good
actually
thing San
sweat
Paprika
it.
is a kiwi and not a platypus.
Can I buy platypus milk at
Um,
Walmart?
I wouldn't.
Let me look up
Please
if
don't.
kiwis can sweat milk. Not if they do, but they can.
Looks like I
They
pant.
theoretically can. You
Oh,
pant
you're
like a
dying in
dog.
here, bud.
Do birds sweat? No.
Okay, apparently they can sweat when they're taken out of the refrigerator, I guess.
What? Please stop putting birds in the refrigerator.
You can't stop me.
How many birds do you have in your refrigerator?
Whew, man.
I have 2 refrigerators of birds.
Do birds come in
but
6
they-
packs or 12 packs?
Like
24.
fucking
24?
But birds, they do pant. Like very
Nice.
similar to dogs.
You're panting up a storm right now, T.I. Paprika.
Alright, Ryan, pants to the
Ooh,
mic.
hot. Yep.
Yeah.
Got a Methonact.
But I think the main thing to note here is, and this is almost kind of blending in a little bit of the sense of smell, but the odd like taste on your tongue comes over first, where you realize there's almost like a savory bit of a taste in your mouth, and you can see there are small little like ventilated slits up at the top corners of your room that lead to the outside, and you guys are at most in certain points like 10 to 15 feet away from just people walking on the road, I think is what you notice. Roll just another d20 for me. Add nothing to it, just for fun.
It's for shits and
6.
giggles.
You said what?
6.
I think you see a cart wheeling by. What food do you think this cart is carrying right now?
Shit. Well, obviously I want to say cabbages.
You see this cabbage cart wheeling on by, and a little like chunk of cabbage leaf drops, but it is just barely out of the reach of your cell. You are not able to grab this cabbage leaf on a 6. Which leaves Static feeling around, kind of tapping into that sense. I think what you notice first, obviously, is the room like heating up. Not only are the walls heating up, but the sand is slowly beginning to get hotter too. You notice, I will say, 2 things with kind of feeling around. The first thing you notice upon feeling around is the severe lack of like indentations or grooves. Even kind of along where like these like raised platforms are, basically these sheets of metal lifted into the air that are basically your beds. They are like welded in with very intentional lack of like bolts or crevices or cracks. This is like a smooth platform. And I think what you do notice as well is probably about like 4 or 5 inches is how deep the sand is beneath your feet, before it kind of reaches this, not necessarily like steel, this kind of almost like maybe like a cobblestone-y texture, but it definitely feels rougher than the flat stone that makes up the ceilings and the walls and the bars surrounding you guys. But as you guys are taking in and processing all this information, you guys can continue to converse if you would like. It seems like there is a pocket of space here in which you are not being supervised. And there seems to be kind of a small bit of time for you guys to discuss anything further if you would like to continue to discuss. Otherwise, we can...
Who's in the cell with me?
Kragar.
Kragar.
Yes. A big
Tried
Goliath.
to give you a sandwich. I think there actually is some sandwich currently in your mouth, if I remember.
Yeah.
He didn't want to eat it.
I vaguely remember this happening too.
Voltrium, and yes, I have changed his name to Voltrium per your suggestion, Kyle.
Good. We know
He
more than
kinda-
you.
Man inside.
He kind of gets done doing the sniffing and stuff before he turns around and he plops down in a crisscross in next to Robin, and he kind of leans forward and puts his head in his hands. Fuck.
You know, I can't imagine you're well, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry.
May I interject?
Go ahead.
Sure.
So Static is like drawing really hard in his memory right now, and all he can remember in his many years of being alive is that you have to size up the biggest guy in prison, and very luckily that person is in the cell with him. So my gears are starting to turn, and I'm
Literally.
attempting to look really angry at this Goliath right in front of me, but
He just looks
not
and
really
smiles
working.
really happily at you.
You're just really happy.
And
Yeah,
you also
gives you
you
a
also
nice
have a
friendly
quarter of a
smile.
sandwich still crammed into your machine mouth.
No,
Or
into my mouth, into my machine. Yeah. So like bits and pieces of it are falling on the floor. There's like a piece
Dude,
of
robot?
whatever lettuce is in this world falls out, and I'm trying to look real angry, but I'm like, how tall are you?
7'5".
I'm like a full foot shorter than you, but made out
Oh
of like,
wait, so the second tallest person is across the big opening from you.
I don't care about the second tallest. I care about the biggest and the tallest, and that happens to be the Goliath in my cell.
That's fair.
True,
Also
real,
beat the
honestly.
shit out of the elephant.
Make
Pretty
an
sniffy bitches.
intimidation check with disadvantage then,
With
Static.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Please don't beat the shit out of out of the elephant. He has no strength.
Kill the gooch
How
sniffer.
do I do it with disadvantage?
Right click and then there should be a
Scorvin-
disadvantage option.
Scorvin, don't pretend like you didn't like it.
It's beside the point,
Oh.
all right?
Intimidation. With disadvantage roll.
Whoa.
An
Just get
8.
scared when the dice come up.
That's not very good.
Okay.
I'm about to look like a bitch.
So, Kragar, you see
-2.
I think the first thing you realize is this automaton is attempting to do something. You're not entirely sure what it is. But he's struggling.
Like
it-
his pants.
Well, okay. So the first problem with trying to look really angry is Static has no control over his face. It's made out of bits of metal and wood. So the expression
True.
does not change. The second thing is, I think, like a wet piece of like whatever the sandwich was made out of, like maybe a ham, kind of is like hanging out of the corner of his mouth. So as he keeps trying to like adjust it into what he thinks is more of like a human like frown to try and get that angry look, it just continues to like flop around on his like mouth and chin area.
No, dude, I got shit flopping on my face.
But I think you see he like finally ends up in this stance almost like Popeye after he had a can of spinach, kind of like tilted forward, like flexing
Head above my-
like muscles that he can't flex because again it's made out of wood. But he's kind of giving you the what for almost. It's kind of there.
It's cute.
Kragar would just kind of reach down and pat him on the head.
Oh shit, this would completely disorient me. I would not know what to do anymore. I like finish eating the sandwich that's in my mouth, but I don't have like there's a big hole where my throat should be, so it kind of just
Falls
like,
out.
falls. Yeah, it does not.
Could
None
you,
of it goes to where it's supposed to be.
Could you taste that? Or do you not have like taste buds? How does that work?
I could not taste any of it. This is not how I get my sustenance.
Well, that sucks. Kragar just kind of turns around and says,
Kragar, I will say, as you go to touch his head,
It's really
make a religion check for me.
Oh, that's not.
okay.
I thought it was.
Yeah, I'm about to bless you.
You should get burned by the like usurper.
3.
3.
Wow.
You go to put your hand on him, and you linger there for a second. You feel like you see maybe something, but then you kind of write it off in the back of your mind. Maybe it's just some weird, like, engraved tattoo into him as you turn around and go to sit back down after touching the automaton's head. Any other bits and bobs of conversations that you guys want to have? Go ahead.
I'm gonna kind of turn to Robin. So, battery.
Yes.
You know what? I
What do I
would
know?
not think anything else would have gotten you here, to be perfectly honest.
It wasn't. It was self-defense. Didn't see it that way. So
Well,
here I am.
well, I tried to explain what my gauntlet was, but you know, they didn't get it. They didn't get it. And then well, that wasn't even the fucking weirdest thing. And as he says that, he kind of runs his hands across his forehead and kind of rests his head on his hands. And she just fucking stood there. Didn't even try and defend me. Didn't try and intervene. Didn't try and, I don't know, talk to them like she usually does.
Maybe it's part of some ploy. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, fuck, I love her to death, but like, you and I both know how she can get.
Well, probably the least important thing right now. Mainly, it's
Yeah.
not
Well,
exhausting ourselves to death here.
well, getting out is my second biggest priority. There's another one that,
Yeah.
God damn it. And he gets up and he starts pacing again as his mind starts to wander and the gears start to turn in his head.
Well, hey, you aren't a Warhorse.
Spoiler alert.
Surprise!
Twist.
Well, if you're gonna pay, just do it like mentally and not like actually.
Sorry.
Then only heat you up more.
That's fair. He sits down again and sits with his head in his hands again. Next to Robin.
We're all kind of chilling too. I'm gonna go like in the back of my cell, try and like I don't know, see if I can get like fucking Paprika to like stand in front, like cover it, and I'm gonna see if I
I guess it's
can
privacy.
layer some prestidigitation on my shirt, like 3 chilling effects. See if that like does anything.
Oh yes, I'm so down to be a distraction. I'll just be doing like yoga stretches.
Sure. I mean, yeah, it would probably be easy enough. Make an Arcana check for me.
Hell yeah. That is a 25.
25.
Oh, wait, hold on. Actually, 27.
8. Oh.
27.
What the fuck?
What's your Arcana modifier?
Do you have expertise?
Oh,
Yeah, I've got proficiency. And I
Yeah.
rolled a 19.
What's your...
wait,
expertise?
what? Hold on. Yeah, wait.
Hang on,
that
hang on,
can't
hang
be
on.
right.
God,
Confirmed
I fuck up
cheating?
my sheet already. I got expertise. Where the fuck?
Oh,
am I
you
getting...
do have expertise.
Yeah, because it's part of the what's it called? One of the wizard traits.
What the hell? I didn't realize
Cool, I
wizards
guess.
got expertise. Okay, sure. Why
Yeah,
not?
scholar. You can choose one of the skills in which you're proficient and gain expertise in it.
Well, yeah, hey, that works. Okay, never mind.
Pretty funny.
I found the thumbnail for episode 1.
Fuck,
This
fuck.
Yeah, there you go. There's static.
is perfection.
Love it.
You yeah, with a 27, you can easily kind of weave your way around this disturbance in Arcana in kind of the surrounding area. and cool yourself off with a bit of prestidigitation, making your survival a little bit more comfortable in this space. But if there are no pressing conversations going on,
I hate my friend, and I didn't know any of these other people.
then our first interesting event is not until later into the evening. So we are going to pass by through a little bit of time here. I will say, since there is a gap of time, not like you guys necessarily have any materials on you, but if there is something you would like to be doing for added flavor or attempting to do in this space, then I will say we could settle that now. So is there anything that anything anyone is trying to accomplish? I will say within probably about 8 hour span here is kind of what we're passing by.
Voltrerum is just gonna kind of, while he's, freaking out, he's gonna try and center himself and, I guess, investigate maybe a little more about the cell, using some of his intellect, to try and maybe gain a little bit more knowledge about, the cell that Robin and he find himself in. Basically anything he can use that his mind for.
Go ahead and make an investigation check for me then.
Okay, sweet. I have advantage.
Got some smart fuckers in this party.
That's better. 14.
14. It's difficult. This cell is so bland. I would say you don't necessarily notice anything intriguing, just kind of the architecture of the cell, as described in kind of the brief document I had written. This place is deviously built. These slits for kind of the ventilation or the windows are very intentionally designed to let sunlight basically beam in almost at all hours of the day. Obviously, it kind of, as the sun kind of changes, one side of the prison is getting a lot more like heat and sun than the other side, and vice versa. But this is a cruel place, that's for sure. You're almost curious as, like, a bit kind of that protruding thought as well, breaks into your mind as to the why. Like, why you're here. You would think a normal holding cell for the possession of arcane weaponry would be good enough. Like, why are you brought into a place with a person who was so dangerous he got brought out of a literal oven? But as you begin to ponder these thoughts, I will say, is kind of leaning up against that threshold of time where we are at, where also on that investigation check, and I think all of you guys noticed this too, throughout those 8 hours of time in which you might be like having brief conversations or basically just sitting there kind of thinking, it is quiet in this place. Like, you could hear a pin drop. You guys are the only people talking. 8 hours go by, so it is probably about 4 in the afternoon-ish, when you hear this loud thunking noise and kind of repeating up and down the hall as you hear this loud, almost like unlatching maybe of some sort of lock or trap door, as the bars in front of you guys that is separating you from everyone else and kind of the main hallway of the prison begin to lower into the ground slowly. Eventually, the prison becomes an open space for you guys to walk around a little bit if you would like, or if you would want to try and stay in your cells unaware of what may be around, you can do that as well. What are you guys doing as the bars begin to descend into the ground here?
Oh,
I'm gonna try to investigate the bar lowering, like,
Mm.
because that seems like a massive mechanism to be like going on,
Seems like a
kind of
huge
just
failure
around the
on
whole
their part.
place. I'm pretty curious about it.
You see it kind of just lowering into the sand. You don't necessarily know. It doesn't seem like. I mean, the floors would have to be, or I guess the ceiling in your scenario would have to be crazy thick in order for this to be happening in kind of the upstairs division of cells as well, if it looks the same. But you can see, at least down here, they are kind of just slowly dropping into the sand. As they get down there, you can see almost like a dark hole where about like an inch or two of space is slowly kind of being filled in with sand before small like a small metallic trap door from a slit kind of cuts it all off as the sand continues to kind of fill in the surrounding space.
Curious.
interesting. Well, I'll stand up and take a look around, see if, like, it's literally us and, like, those two dwarfs.
That's what you noticed
our
on the way
area?
in. Yeah.
Okay.
The front
So
6
there are no other
cells
people.
going closer to the door were empty as far as you were aware.
They were all invisible in there. There was a lot of slasher beasts.
You've
This is
ruined my
Thunderdome now.
plan.
This is the fun. Yeah, this is the Coliseum now. We've got to fight. We've got to fight Displacer beasts.
Can we
Uh,
fight
Yeah,
it?
but I'll just.
A Tarask
and
leaves the
out.
cell.
Oh my god,
Ah,
no.
shit. God damn
What
it.
being for?
Then I'll see if I can.
Tax evasion.
You fucking monster.
Scorpion is very much loves tax code.
Scorvin
I like upholding it.
is pro tax.
On God. Scorpion is a cog in the machine.
But can I hear, like, any other of, like, the mechanisms anywhere? Like, can I, like, hear it definitively above us as well?
Make a perception check. I'll say difficulty 10. It won't be that hard.
Oh, dude, I'll fail. Don't worry. Oh, dude, 23.
Yo.
23.
Indeed.
You don't hear anything sounding the same above you. It sounded like this mechanism, whatever it was only like going down this particular hall. But I mean, if you wanted to, the ladder is just easily accessible for you to wander upstairs.
And it's an option. It's an option. What are our dwarf friends doing?
You could see them like huddled in like the back of their cell. Well, I guess you wouldn't. Technically, this would be more of like T.I. Paprika and Scorvin, since they're directly across
No,
from
I see
them.
them through the wall.
Yeah, but I would say you two could see as soon as these bars begin to drop, the two like gangly dwarves like curl up and kind of like almost like cuddle each other into the corner as they like squeeze in almost as tight as possible. And yeah, I mean they seem nervous, anxious. They're not necessarily giving off kind of the inquisitive nature of, you know, Robin, who is now kind of taking steps beyond the bounds of the cell.
I'm just looking. I'm not stepping out, seeing that. Can I tell if this is like kind of a pattern, like they're like avoiding like getting outside.
Well, I
like,
mean, if you're not stepping out of your
at the
cell, then you
cost
can't
of
see
something.
them in the first place.
I see right through the wall, actually.
With your
Revenge.
X-ray
I won't-
vision,
I
You-
I
you
would peek around,
realize-
and then I see what they're doing, and
you realize the
Maybe
walls are made out of lead
back.
so that Superman can't come into the prison and be Superman.
see, but I'm super woman. So
Dude, holy
I can
shit.
see
For
through
woman.
that.
I never
actually
thought
a
about it that
Viltrumite.
way. I'm actually Conquest.
I'm so lonely.
You
No, but
peek around. Make a insight check for me. Why not? I'll say difficulty 15.
I'm okay at insight checks.
Also,
The
Ryan, do
same
you
as
have
perception.
claws?
Do I have what?
Do you have claws?
Dude, 24
I think
again.
so.
Sorry, 23 again.
I need those.
I think
I can
you
do math.
notice this is a pattern. These people have these people are afraid. And it
When the
seems
doors
like
open.
an intentional, well, maybe not even intentional, more of like a reactionary behavior that they are going into the kind of this, like, not necessarily defense, more of like a retreat, as much as retreat is possible. So you are unsure of what has enforced this behavior, but this behavior is learned and has been reinforced over what you could only assume is probably a good handful of weeks or even months.
Okay. Well, stepping out may not be good. Maybe this is a test?
Speaking of test, Craigar and Static, are you guys doing anything as the bars descend into the floor?
As the bars descend into the floor, Craigar, do you have anything that you particularly want to do?
Gregor would have probably just been like treating his wounds, coming to.
Cricker, do you
and
know what
then
this
just
is?
kind
You've
of-
been here.
No, he doesn't. He hasn't been here.
Oh, well.
So
Um,
You heard about it?
He kind of just goes to a wall of the room and just stares at the bars descending, seeing if anyone like is going to come from there or anything.
I think you finally, like, this is like kind of a deja vu, like, click in the back of your head moment where it's like
Quick,
you've
that's what
heard
happened.
mysterious, like, thunking in the like the afternoon time of the prison, and it's like, oh, that's what's happening. But I'd say as you are like watching them descend, once again, I would say you are wise. You've got a certain level of like insight and perception to you. This is all happening wordlessly. You're unsure if this is some sort of like psychological game that is happening here, or if it's just these guards maybe aren't paid enough to deal with you guys. Like, there's a certain amount of possibilities that are kind of bouncing around your head as to why you guys are just given freedom without rhyme or reason.
Mm-hmm.
Would
If I like
know
try
from
and
last session, who made that sandwich I ate?
I guess Craigar never explained where he got the sandwich from.
You could have been poisoned.
Would you explain the sandwich you shoved into his mouth, or are you just gonna kind of let him figure it out?
I'm like sitting there like fiddling with myself, like really trying to think.
You're
Whoa,
sweet
whoa,
with
whoa,
yourself?
whoa, whoa,
Yeah,
whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Save
to
it for
think, like,
lights
where
out, man. Jesus.
where the sandwich came from, because I can't for the life of me remember how it got into my mouth.
I mean, if he doesn't like audibly say anything, Gregor wouldn't like offer up any
Yeah,
knowledge
man.
on the sandwich.
I'm like wondering it. So
No sandwich knowledge.
I'm gonna step out
Hidden
of the
sandwich
cell.
lore.
I'm gonna full on step out of the cell, and I'm
Okay.
gonna look back at this giant dude staring at a wall, and I'm gonna I'm going to find out where I got this sandwich from.
Oh, the guard gave it to me.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, be back in a bit. Yeah.
I'll believe you.
Yeah. I'll be
What?
back. And I'm gonna start heading down.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
Do I
Oh,
hear
alright.
mention of sandwiches?
you do.
I'm definitely after I finish my outfit modifications, I've been using TI Paprika's assistance and claws to cut the sleeves and the legs off of my prison outfit.
He's so badass.
Get a little bandana
he might-
going with cut cloth.
He might be the
Oh, yeah.
coolest one in this prison.
So
He's
fucking
so
cool.
fucking cool.
But yeah, I'm
Be my
gonna
friend.
definitely try to like follow behind, but like at a good distance. This robot that's talking about sandwiches.
I have absolutely no fucking idea he's there.
Wait, so Static, where are you going? You're going up the ladder, or
Up the ladder. So you can describe to me where we are again. I am stepping out of the cell, and I'm just going to walk down, like the hallway to my right or left.
okay? Well, there is for you. There would be no left because that would just be more
There would
wall.
be no left.
So
I'm gonna go right.
yeah, so when you guys had entered, you came in through there's like a dark slated wooden door at the end at the far end of the hall, which would be to your right.
Mhm.
Yes, I think I know my directions. When you guys had come in, there were 5 cells on each side of this hall, so 10 cells total. The front 3 cells to the left and to the right were empty. The second furthest cell to the left had those 2 gangly dwarves that we've been talking about. In the stones, the waiting room of this prison, you guys were asked if you wanted to group yourselves, and Robin and Vol grouped up, and then Scorvin and T.I. Paprika grouped up, so you were left alone.
Okay.
But there was kind of like a iron vault door attached to the far wall over by where you guys were taken, and in thick wrist shackles and ankle shackles and like a couple of bands like around his waist, and kind of these like odd like rods, and 4 guards emerged, this like docile looking Goliath who they were treating like they were letting out the walking embodiment of the bubonic plague.
That.
And he was shoved into your cell as well. And just for context, the bars were not lowered when you guys were brought into the cells. You guys were put under the influence of a reduce spell and then squeezed in between the bars and then enlarged once again. Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So yes,
I forgot that part.
I did not describe that in enhanced context, but yes, you guys were reduced to fit in between the gaps of the bars and were pushed in.
Before I do leave the cell, we're not changing this, but before I leave the cell, I'm gonna make a comment. I feel like I'm shorter, and then I'm gonna leave the cell.
Yeah, you're still
Like
under
a-
the reduced spell. You're like 3 feet tall, actually, right now.
Yeah.
Um,
So I'll fiddle my way down.
Tell us what's up there.
And I'll go up this ladder.
Okay.
Trying to find out where this sandwich was from.
Great. I love this. I love this a lot. You grab onto the rungs of the ladder and you begin to ascend. And you see kind of a thick layer of steel tubing, probably about a good, almost like 2 feet thick, that's kind of hanging above you guys. As you continue to ascend up this like 25 to 30 rung ladder. It takes you a good little bit to climb up to the top, but eventually, over the lip of kind of this steel tubing, you see more sand. But these cells are different. These are almost like rooms, kind of. The metal like sheet wall is across, so rather than these open bars that you guys have, it's this big like wall sheeting. There are small barred windows that these people have and big iron doors. So it's more of kind of a advanced situation of what you guys have. You assume it at first glance, as you're looking around, you can assume these rooms are designed for two things, and I would say you kind of glean this information. You don't necessarily need to make a check for it. They keep in more heat, so these are for people who need a little bit more of that, call it how it is, torture. And you assume that this is for people who have done a little bit more heinous behavior. As soon as you get up the ladder, like your head peeks up the ladder, you can see a like darker humanoid entity looking at you as you continue to emerge up the ladder. Are you trying to look at him back, or are you just going to continue to climb the ladder?
Do I think I'll stop here. I get out and I look at him. I don't confront him. I don't say anything. I'm just kind of looking at him right now.
So you're kind of groundhogging out of this little tunnel. As you look at him kind of up and around your shoulder, you see this drow figure, deep silver or long silver gray hair falling down and around his shoulders in like a beautiful waterfall. You can see his face has a decent plethora of scars. He's not wearing a shirt. He's ripped. He's got like a 47 pack. No, I'm kidding. He's got like a 6-pack. Good. Pack. Yeah, he's got a 48 pack of Bud Light. He's got like a 6-pack, a toned body, but you could tell he as well has like a deeper, almost like glowing reddish hue to his body as well. Even this kind of like very deep dark skin has been abused by the sun here in this space. As he's looking at you, he's just kind of smiling as you stop, and he's just wordlessly like looking at you, this like thin-lipped smile across his face.
I'm not familiar with people's voices yet. Somebody said they were following behind me. Did they make it to the ladder as I'm getting up? Like, are they anywhere near?
Scorvin, are you there? Yeah. What do you think? What do you think, Scorvin? Are you underneath the robot, or are you like a little bit back?
You further behind.
Scorvin, are you there?
Scorvin.
Oh, my bad. It was muted. I'm definitely keeping like a person's length between us on the ladder, but I am on it.
Okay.
All right. So I'm looking at this drow who's smiling at me, and in my expressionless face, I ask, "Hey, do you know where I got this sandwich from?"
You're not holding a sandwich.
Are you just holding like the piece of ham that was hanging from your mouth? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, the little piece of ham that was hanging from my mouth. I'm looking at him and I'm holding it. Like however, it might still be in my mouth for all instance sake. I'm like, hey, do you know where I got this from? For the life of me, I can't remember.
He grabs it from your hand, looks at it, and just puts it in his mouth. Begins chewing it. You are a funny-looking individual.
Thank you. And I'm now getting a little bit scared of this guy, and I'm gonna try to like wiggle my way down the ladder. And this is why I asked if anybody was underneath me. My robot ass.
Make an athletics or an acrobatics check as this drow, like a wiry animal, gets down on his knees and goes to grapple you.
An 18 acrobatics.
As he reaches down, he hits one of his elbows on like the steel as the other hand like grabs a smoother part of your shoulder pauldron and can't find any hold as he grabs onto you, and you just hear like the squeaking of clean metal as his fingers fall off of you gently, as he is now just like staring at you descending down this ladder.
and I got my whole robot ass in this guy's face. Does this
I'm
does this
like,
change at all?
if I
Does
see
he-
him trying to like go
He
down,
starts
I'm
eating
like
it.
does he see
throwing
me try to
myself
get
off
down?
the ladder.
Scorvin is like a quarter of your weight.
I'm just like, fuck, dude, I need to get out of here. Or I'm gonna die.
Yeah, you descend the ladder, and Scorvin has smartly jumped out of the way, to not be in your way.
This is when I first noticed that there is another person, and I see him, and I'm like pointing up towards the ladder, and I'm like, "Yo, don't go up there. There's a bunch of black guys."
Gregor's head would be it turned into the like down the right hallway, just staring at this.
I just
Yeah, I'd-
like laying like away from the ladder, just like. So I take it they didn't know where the sandwiches were from.
They
Not
didn't
that I was
know-
eavesdropping. I would never, but
I think he might have knew where the sandwich was from, but him eating it really creeped me out. There was also another.
Curious.
There was like a black, like ghoulish kind of thing behind me that was also up there. So I don't think we should go up there. There's a bunch of black guys.
I would say it is at this point you notice the drow is descending the ladder.
Oh fuck!
Ah shit.
So Craigor, you said you were like leaning out of this, leaning out of.
Yeah, I'm just like Scooby Doo. My head is around the corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mine too.
I
Yeah, me too.
Just
I get
huh?
I look down the hallway and I just see every cell. There's at least somebody's head poking out,
Yeah.
and I point.
All right, but
towards
what is
the drow.
Paprika doing?
What's Paprika doing?
Well, I'm still distracting, I imagine, or at
Oh.
least like, covering the
See how
area,
Paprika's still
right?
just casually doing yoga.
Scorvin left.
Well, aren't I covering
He's
like
still
the
around.
exit?
that was
What
like
exit?
8
What
hours
exit
ago.
are you talking
shit.
about?
I'm pointing towards the drow who's very, very obviously coming down the ladder, and you can like see little bits of his legs as he's coming down. Get a load of this guy. And I'm like looking down the hallway, and I say this to all of you.
Yeah. Yeah, I see that. What did you do?
Yeah.
He ate my sandwich. He ate the ham.
But did you hand it to him?
Yeah,
No, he took it from me.
Oh.
Guys, he's about to make it down here. I don't know what we do.
Get back here, dude. Get back here. Also, you and I have to talk. I'm very intrigued as to what you are.
What are you?
I'm not comfortable with explaining that yet. I kind of like look away all coy.
We're like blushing.
Yeah, I start making my way with this other guy back towards the cells, getting away from this drow who's coming down the stairs, I guess.
I imagine he's following you.
I think he is.
You guys scurry away, kind of towards the end of this conversation as you begin to backpedal. He lands down there in the sand, and you can see he reaches into. You can now notice he's wearing like the same baggy like leather pants that you guys have on, and you can see he reaches into one of his pockets, or like not necessarily leather, like more of like a fabric-y, yeah,
Like a burlap.
like a burlap, yeah. Pretty. I mean, that's probably the best way to describe it. Is like a burlap sack cut into pants.
Maybe even like denim, maybe.
Jeans.
That's
You guys
rough.
you guys are just wearing jeans and a polo.
Also, dude, we're in the like oven prison wearing fucking jeans.
Yeah, you guys are in an oven wearing jeans and a quarter zip.
I bought mine from a Levi's.
That's
is
why I
my
cut my
dream.
shit into Jorts ASAP.
You can see he reaches into one of the pockets on his pants, and pulls out a what looks like the same colored hue of the steel that's on the wall, sharpened into a blade.
Huh.
Shit.
Oh fuck.
We're getting shanked, boys.
We're getting shanked.
The boys get shanked.
It's good thing.
Bonding time in prison.
Fucking like always Sunny in Maruka.
Always
No,
Misty
have
and
shit
I'm seeing the
Maruka.
knife. I'm running towards Robin because I remember that she was a violent, brutish individual.
Robin
when
just
I
starts
see the
beating the
knife-
shit out of you.
Yeah, no, I punch you. You're too close, man.
What the fuck?
Get your cherries the fuck away from me, all right?
When I see the knife get pulled, I get like really visibly shaken, and am like walking backwards at this point to the Goliath in my cell, looking for protection.
Are you
How
turning?
scared of?
Are you turning your back to
metal?
him, or
No, I'm phasing him, like walking backwards.
okay? You walk backwards towards your cell. He's just continuing to. He's not even like jogging to catch up to you. He's just continuing to walk towards you with this lipped smile on his face. He's like staring at you
Hey,
through
hey,
like a
get away,
down tilted
hey.
face.
Oh, he's doing the fucking Kubrick there.
I just want to know where you got the food from, my friend.
I don't know where I got it from. That's why I asked you.
So then how did you have it?
Hey, friend. You should put the knife away, I think.
He
shiv or
slowly
whatever you
looks
call it.
over at you. Do you know where the food is from?
Not really.
I'm so hungry. You can see a bit of saliva drop from the corner of his mouth.
Okay, well, I don't think the shiv is solving anything.
We should have talked our way out of this.
Gentle parenting.
Well,
Well,
I do have minus
really
2
put that
charisma,
down.
so I don't know how much I'm going to convince him, but I'm trying.
He's continuing to walk towards you guys. He's probably at this point, like 20 feet away from the back of the prison at this point.
We're in a lifetime event.
Are you not putting the knife away, friend?
No, he's still brandishing it. He's now walking towards you, Robin.
Okay.
The guards gave the food to us.
Oh,
Well,
hey, don't say us.
the
When you said that,
guards
To all
I
are
of
looked back
us.
at you,
To all
and I-
of us.
here now, are they? If everyone
at-
has food, they should just share.
I don't have any
Kragar
food for you.
would toss the other half of the sandwich that he just hadn't touched.
So
I
you
look at
Never get to
Kragar.
throw it.
toss that.
8-hour-old sandwich.
I look at
It's a
Kragar
little
and I'm like,
stale, but
You could have said that the whole time, man. I didn't know I got the sandwich from
I
you. You
said
didn't
that to you before you went to the
No.
ladder. You just went anyways.
No.
As you toss the half of the sandwich, he looks down at it, looks at you. I'll spare you this day. Grabs the sandwich and begins walking towards the ladder.
Like Kragar, thanks for getting us out of this one.
That guy was really nice. Really agreeable.
I think he was really hungry. I don't know.
Did we
Well,
meet the
people
same
get angry
person?
when they get hungry. Well, people get angry when they get hungry, you know.
Yeah.
He just needed a
You aren't you when
Snickers.
you're hungry. Yeah.
You're not. Yeah, haven't you heard of that?
What's a
Uh,
Snickers?
So like I'm now like I guess are we all like kind of close together? Could they hear me in earshot?
Yeah, I mean, you guys. I mean, you. As far as I'm aware, you just walked back towards your cell, so you guys are all just crammed into the back of the prison,
Yeah,
trying to
we're
have
all-
avoided this trow that was walking towards you.
Hey guys,
Oh,
I don't
like,
know if that was
well,
like
yeah, give me
a,
guys in 10 feet. I would have lunged at him.
I don't know if that was like a trial or something, but we might be able to keep going up the ladder now that that weird guy's gone.
I would
Yeah,
not.
you try that out. You try that out.
Yeah, good luck.
I'm pretty
What's
sure
your
if you
name?
go
Good luck with
back up the ladder, he'll just kill you.
Yeah, I mean, he'll want more sandwich, I think, or more food or whatever.
Yeah, like
So-
like
As we're having this conversation, I'm like peeking back around. I'm trying to see if the guy went a different way or if he did indeed go back up the ladder and he's just there.
No, he's just climbing up the rungs of the ladder, eating the dry ass
Just back
sandwich.
up there.
Did
Yeah, you guys
I
got a point.
Did I notice our like dwarf friends changing demeanor at all when this guy was walking in, / when he was talking, / whatever?
I mean, there's not really much of a change of demeanor you can do
Or were
from
they just
already
still
like,
huddling in
yeah,
the
like
corner?
shaking in the corner,
Okay.
like filled with fear. Yeah, they were. But you, I think, make a perception or an insight check, and let me know which one you rolled.
I'll do insight.
Okay.
It's the same bonus, so. That is
I
a
heard that,
13.
13. Obviously not much in their facial response or just in the general like body language they're carrying changed. But as you like assess the situation, you can tell they're holding something. And I don't remember if it was you or somebody else who like looked at them as they were like huddled around each other when you guys were walking in. I think that might have been Vol. But you guys had seen them like hiding something earlier, and you can see now they're holding something. But on a 13, you can't necessarily see what it is.
Okay.
So, okay, at this point, we are all in one room, correct? Like,
I know Static was coming towards you. I think now Robin, Vol, and Scorvin are all in one room. But I think you and Static are still in your own cells. And then
Kragar would throw an arm around Static and say, "Let's go meet our neighbors." Kind of drag him over to the first cell over that has people in it.
sure, you head over towards the gangly looking dwarves as they're still huddled up in the corner. They like wide-eyed look at you. You can already see they're like huddled in the corner, like shaking, really like as close to each other as they can get as they look at your approach.
Kragar would get low to the ground and say, "Have no fear despite your small stature."
Okay, wow, the most comforting thing that a tall person can say to someone shorter than them.
It really is.
My massive hunking body shall obscure you from any enemies. You are safe
Exactly
now.
what I was thinking.
You're basically invisible.
Well,
They-
now we're going a little too far.
Yeah, they do not respond. They are just still sitting there.
Krager kind of stands up wordlessly and then looks at Static. Tough crowd. Keeps dragging him along.
I apologize. Static was on a fucking down mode. I didn't hear anything. Yeah, I like power back up
Power
and
mode.
I look at you and I'm like, oh, sorry, emailing somebody back. Well, what happened?
What's an email?
What's an email?
Yeah, what's an email?
Who's got to maintain his message board?
Yeah, he's from the year 2026. He's just CIA. Static's just here to observe you guys.
I've been watching.
No, you haven't. Don't worry about it.
I would peek my head around to see our gangly dwarf friends.
Sure.
I'd peek my head underneath her head.
All
Do
right.
we have made
Oh,
it
I
near
put
their,
my
would
head
we have
above
made it
their
near
head.
their cell yet? Are we like in front of them?
I just like peek my head around. I just run right near like
You just straight into me.
yeah, but no. I'll be like, so was that the guy the reason you're hiding? Question mark.
Make a persuasion check. I'll say difficulty
Here's
20.
what I'm. All right. So
You're
like,
good for this.
so like, would a nat 20 do it, or like, would I need an
So
actual
what? So
20?
what's your modifier?
-2.
Okay, so you need a natural 20 because otherwise
Okay.
a 19 would
cannot-
be a 17.
Because otherwise, I physically cannot.
Yes, correct.
Fastest check. All right. Hey, that's a 7.
Okay. They do not respond.
Helpful. Anyways, anyone else want to take a crack at it, or?
Do you think you
I'm
should
just-
get aggressive with them? Maybe they only respond to violence.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Well,
I don't want to do that.
hold on now. Let me take a shot at this. I might
Well,
have
don't shoot
something up
them.
my sleeve. I'm gonna conjure an image of 2 little fruits in each hand,
Okay.
No
using
way.
some minor illusion. And I'm
Make
gonna
an
kinda
arcana
do,
make
like,
an
some,
arcana check for me.
I got this shit. Here, I'll roll in here so that's tracked.
No way. What
They're-
are what are the
They're actually
what are the
logging
scores?
every use of magic to like.
Hell yeah. 19.
You said 19?
Yep.
Okay. The arcane strains in the air around you fight, but eventually you're able to kind of conjure a bit of arcane fruit. And you can see, like, they already look like they're about to shit their pants, but they get even more frightful at this conjuration.
I don't think that worked
What
either.
if I do like some fushigi shit with it, you know, like moving it along my arms, making it like do some shit.
You haven't said
You're just
words to
torturing these
people.
poor fucking
You're
guys,
just
bro.
doing
God.
cherry fushigi at them.
Well, because I don't know, man. Maybe they're like traumatized. They
I
to
need
be,
some
like,
cherry
broken out of
fushigi
it.
done to me personally.
Have we made it to
Okay.
their cell yet? Like just kind of walking around? Like are we in the room that they're by? Because I'm just still kind of pulling static as we walk past the dwarves.
Well, I mean, yeah, you guys would have been like in their cell. I mean, you are like their next door neighbors. So there is like a
Okay.
like the wall
okay.
is probably like, I don't know, half a foot, maybe 3/4 of a foot thick. Like it is a pretty thick wall, but it's obviously like, 10 feet and you're already in their cell. So
So I see the
Rip.
magic trick. I
RP.
see the magic trick happen, and I go,
He's back.
My shit
"Alright,
just killed me.
let me have a crack at this, guys. I won't harm them, and I'm gonna try to cast Find Familiar and make and like have like a little animal.
I don't know if you have the materials for that.
Do I not have? Can I not?
Or
do
your
You're in
spellcasting
prison.
focus.
yeah, you
Oh,
don't
okay.
have anything on you to make that spell possible.
Ah,
And
But
that's
I
why
appreciate
that's
the
why
passion.
I can't do shit. That's why I can't do shit.
dude, we
I'm
gotta
keeping up
do
the
something.
cherry fushigi.
I don't have my tools.
Can I like fucking as a druid? Can I make like fucking plants sprout somewhere?
Are
Can
you
you?
casting a spell?
You got spell for that?
I don't know.
Don't take your sheet.
Guys, I really think we should beat the shit out of them for answers. I don't know.
I don't
I-
think we should
I don't
do
think we
that.
should do
I
that,
don't-
Static.
Why would we do that?
Wait, how do you know his name? Is that his name?
I can read
Yeah, how
his.
do you-
I can read his mind.
Oh, yeah? Then what am I
yeah.
thinking?
Oh, you like what's in my mind.
You want another sandwich?
That's not true.
Fuck.
That was your more deeper desires that you don't know about.
Hmm. Leans back inquisitively, just
Vol is
Subconscious
gonna.
desire.
Oh, Votrium is gonna kind of straighten himself out, and he's gonna walk over to Kragar. Well, I mean, we were
Where
talking earlier. We might as well, introduce ourselves. Name's Voltrium, and he starts to reach out with his right hand. He realizes, and then he quickly pulls it back and reaches out with his left.
Hang on, I'll be back in a second.
Gregor kind of shakes his hand. My name's Gregor. What are you in for?
Pleasure to meet you.
You would have heard what he was in for. It was announced, or no, you would not
Was it?
have.
No, I
Nope.
wouldn't have. I
Yep,
was
you
in the
weren't there.
oven.
You were not there. Yep. You were in a human oven.
Apparently, Maruka doesn't like when you bring in a giant gauntlet you made yourself.
Nah, that's okay. Maruka doesn't like me much either.
And they also, yeah. But I guess I should ask, what are you in for? I mean, you're the one who was let out of the equivalent of a kiln.
You have a list?
I not on me.
Do you have a list?
47 counts of murder, 9 counts of arson, 23 counts of manslaughter, 112 counts of aggravated robbery, 16 counts of human trafficking, 8 counts of kidnapping, 31 counts of extortion, 54 counts of assault, 6 counts of destruction of crown property, 88 counts of theft of livestock, 2 counts of desecration of a consecrated site, 1 count of conspiracy to commit banditry, and 1 count of resisting lawful arrest.
I'm not
Vulture
saying-
Clearly you didn't do any of that though, right?
He kind of.
I
He
hear
kinda-
this conversation and I'm like, holy shit, I was in a cell with that.
You are currently
the
in a
ears
cell
that
with
have
that
been-
right now.
The
I know, but I'm
ears,
thinking this in
the
my
ears
head.
the ears that have been waving the entire time to like fan off the heat kind of stop for a second, and he kind of moves his head back and his eyes go wide, and he's like, well, that sure is a fucking list. Jesus Christ.
Who's Jesus Christ?
Yeah,
Ooh.
what are you talking about?
That's a weird
Did,
thing to
did,
say.
did they
ancient-
deserve it?
ancient by the will of the ancient
Did they
ones, I don't
deserve
know.
it? No, not at all.
Not at all.
Terrible. It's terrible, innocent people.
Could I know?
I mean, you're honest, I guess. That's
Terrible,
Yeah.
terrible crimes.
Yeah, you got that
This-
going
he
for you.
seems like a horrible human being, but like human being. He seems like a horrible Goliath, but I feel
Goliath
rather
being.
safe with him. I feel
Well,
like a baby with their mom.
well,
I don't know about all that, but
how do you know what that feels like? I'm curious.
You don't know.
I
what
get all
he's been
blushy
through.
again. I get all blushy and I'm like looking down.
You just can't help but blush and left and right.
Yeah, my teeth get all like rosy and like moss starts growing on them real quickly. I'm like,
Well, nonetheless, I guess it's a pleasure to meet you. I mean, you know, we've got an experienced person in here, someone who's been in prison a few dozen times. So,
Yeah, this is one of the nice ones.
I suppose it's
I'm-
not your past actions I should judge, but
Yeah,
what you do
I'll
going
take your word
forward.
for it. And he nods and he turns his head to Static. He kind of looks you up and down. Voltrirum. And he reaches out his left hand.
Didn't you drop your
Static.
second R?
Hey,
Huh?
it's hard to break habits.
Oh, yeah. I think did I say Voltrium or Voltrium?
You did just say
Freedom.
Wolfreerum.
yeah,
Son of a bitch.
son of a bitch.
And he shakes your hand, but then he
I go
kind of
shake your hand. You feel like a little bit of a jolt, like some static.
whoa. And he grabs your hand and he kind of moves it, like so his palm is up. Fascinating.
Where's gonna be
I
examined?
don't think I've ever seen anyone like you before.
I haven't seen anybody like me before.
Can
Was
I do an investigation on Static
Or it's like
as to
Looking him
like
up and
my
down.
mind is starting to like
feel
looking him.
you know start to be analytical and push away like the stuff that I'm worried about for right
Um,
now as I'm
I would say in this instance, no, you can't. You have never seen something like this. And though you have seen arcane structures almost come to life, you cannot even begin to scratch or comprehend the surface, at least currently, without external help or resources as to how you can give metal and wood and maybe arcanum, you don't know if this is an arcane being or not, consciousness. He's talking with a dialect as if he's selecting his own words and has his own personality and all these other list of things that would render a being conscious. You have never seen anything as fascinating as what is currently in front of you.
would
Oh, yeah, that's what he made of.
would my I might as well say it. Would my grandfather have like talked about something like this, like maybe mentioned it in passing when like in the workshop when he's been working and like never really just kind of brushed it off and be like, nah. Or is this like
Um,
completely new?
I would say it's completely new. You've never heard of an automaton. You've never even gotten a hint that a thing of metal and wood could come to life and vine. You see, like, in the joints, there is like living, lush green vines kind of holding things together, almost like snaking around, making movement possible, like, human muscle, basically. Um, so you could see, like, this entity is almost held up via more like defiance in it, but like also in accordance with nature rather than gods or magic or anything of the sort. This seems like your best guess. I would say, without having to roll, and even if you did roll, this would probably be your best guess, is like, right now the one thing that would make sense to you is that this entity literally just decided to like molt like a bug off of a tree trunk and just started walking and talking and living and breathing. That would be, in your first like analytical assessment, that would be the most logical answer to you.
He kind of looks at your hand. He lets go. Finally, I don't think I need to say this out loud, but you are extraordinary.
All right, buddy, keep eating your pants.
Yeah,
Shut
I
up.
kind of.
Shut up,
You
Robin.
see me get like visibly. I'm like, whoa, yeah. I'm like looking
I
at
make him
the
blush
Goliath, and I'm like,
again,
this dude, does he want to sleep with me? This is
That's
my
That's
first
what
first
I'm
time?
getting.
time,
That's
bro.
what I'm getting. I
I've
think
never
he
had
wants
anybody
you.
come on to me.
Oh,
No, no, no,
maybe
no,
it's
no,
the,
no, 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 no,
Normally
no.
I'm
And he
around
kind of
animals.
maybe it's the metal arm. Like he's, you know what I mean? Like he feels a
It might
kinship
be.
with you.
I is
It's
artificer the
okay.
term
This
that
is a
they
safe
use
space.
in is artificer the term they use it, because I don't want to like is artificers the term they use in this world, right?
Yeah, you would be an artificer. The only
Alright.
the only lingual
Artificer.
change to Dungeons and Dragons is the difference between mammalian, avian, and reptilian rather than the individual species, but everything else is in real world terms, basically. So it's the same as like a ranger's a ranger, and things like that. A wizard's a
Okay.
wizard.
All right. I'm an artificer. I work with,
What's an artificer?
well, we combine technology with arcane. So kind of
And
blend the two together to
You
make
see me look really confused when you said the word technology. I'm like, what? Huh?
if
Yeah, you're
if we ever
going
get out of here,
crazy.
I'll let you look at my gauntlet and you can see what I mean.
When we get out of, we all committed crimes, though. Don't we deserve to be in prison?
One of us more so
Well-
than the rest of us, I think.
I'm quite
I'm
fine.
here
Yeah.
because I beat
See,
the shit out
Paprika,
of
you've
John
done
Free.
heinous shit. No.
I deserve to be in prison, guys. I don't. Are we trying to leave?
What did you
I mean,
do, Static?
I beat the shit out of a kid.
Oh,
What?
oh,
that
oh,
wasn't
then yeah.
reflected in your charge when they said it. What did you do?
100%, it was my fault. This little kid on the street was throwing rocks at a squirrel. We can't let that happen, so I fucking charged the kid.
Oh my god.
I deserve to be in prison.
How old are we talking?
Oh, child.
Well, would you know how old people like
I
me look
would-
at them?
I wouldn't know how old. I can't really tell how
Okay.
old a thing is by looking
Was
at
it like a dwarf in childhood, or like a
Oh my god!
how how tall were they?
It might have been a full-grown man, but a dwarf.
You're not sure?
I'm not sure.
What did
Having
his
a-
voice sound
Having
like?
a
Was it
crisis
deep?
about this now.
Yeah, I'm having
Was
a
it
crisis.
deep? Was it high? What like what?
Nonetheless, I've committed crimes. This Goliath has definitely committed crimes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Do you like? Oh yeah, going back to that. What Kragar was it?
Yeah.
Do you like regret what you've done, or do you hold you haven't done it?
Nah,
You regret the crimes
Uh,
you've committed.
Kragar thinks about how to say this and then goes, I regret that the crimes occurred, but I'm not necessarily the person that should regret the actions taken.
I regret that I got caught.
Okay. We'll leave it at that, I guess.
Yeah.
Got an eye on you.
Kind of gestures and like points in a circle around to like the jail cell and then points at his ears and then shrugs. Just hoping that someone will figure out what he's trying to say.
Okay. I'll believe you.
Sure.
I don't believe him.
A lying son of a bitch.
But it's about
Still
this
just like-
time that you can hear the slatted wooden door begin to open. Two dwarven guards in the brown, kind of steelish, leathery armor emerge out and just begin to announce, "All right, everyone, back in your cells." And one of them kind of climbs up the ladder. Even though most of you, I think, at this point are just in your cells already.
We're all in
I mean,
my
I've
cell.
been doing some furious cherry fushigi that whole time, but I'll cut that shit out.
Just at the dwarves.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping to just wear him down, but
You almost had him. You almost had
Yeah.
him.
that shit's impressive. It usually works, you know.
If you had like 10 more minutes, it would have been done.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
So, about how long were the cells open?
About 30 to 45 minutes. You're not necessarily sure on the timing of it, but
Did the guard that you're talking about? He came from the ladder, or he went up the ladder? That
one of them went up the ladder, and then another one is currently coming towards you guys, making sure you're in your cells.
So did I see the one go up the ladder?
Yes.
I like cuff my hands around my metallic mouth, and I'm like, "Yo, don't go up there! There's a weird drow."
Go just look at the guy. You know he can probably hear you too, right?
Oh my god!
And these gates will probably open to.
You hear
Where's
you
his
hear
cellmate?
you hear
He's
you
got
hear
a
from
gun
a
to my back.
you hear from above a familiar voice. "I'll see you tomorrow."
I look at the Goliath and I'm like, "We're in this together, right?"
Who's we? I met
Me-
you like a few
it's
hours
me and
ago.
you against the world, man.
Volturium kind of pats Static's shoulder. You're in for it now, buddy.
I was trying to help the guard out.
I
I-
think
I-
they
he's-
know.
He's a
I-
guard.
wouldn't
I think
he
he
know
knows.
if the
Oh my
prisoner's
god, he's
there?
a guard. Dude, I thought
Yeah.
that was
You're right.
weird. That was weird.
I did say two guards enter from the door.
I
That
thought
was
that guy was just a weird drow. You're telling me they let drows be guards here?
No.
What?
The drow
No,
isn't
the
a
guy
guard.
goes-
Wait,
dude.
The guard was
What
going
are
up
we
the ladder.
talking about?
Dude, you gotta not be high, man.
Gregor kind of just like smacks his metal face.
What
are
are
you
we-
like okay? Is the
I
heat
take
like
out, I take
doing
out some
something
moss
up there?
and I'm like smoking it or something. I don't know.
Aesthetic, you're
Volturium gonna
like arrested on drug
Volturium's gonna
charges?
Yeah,
He's
Gregor
just-
would work his way back to his cell.
Yeah. I'll
He's
be
gonna
back
like
myself first.
scratch the top of his head and just look down and shake his head as he walks
shake
next
his
to.
ass.
Yeah, just a little bit. He's gonna as he walks next to Robin, he's gonna turn a little bit to her. What the fuck? What the fuck are we? Who the fuck are we in with?
As you guys are pushed back into your cells,
Campaign ends.
yeah, that's it. That's the entire campaign. We're gonna take a quick 10-minute break as the bars raise out from the sand and trap you guys back into your cells. You are once again left with peace and quiet as the dwarven guard and his friend descends from the ladder, and then the two dwarven guards
You're hit.
leave you guys to your silence once more. Are there any other conversations you guys would like to have? Just a reminder, it is about 4:30, 4:45-ish, 5-ish maybe in the evening. You're not necessarily sure the pinpoint precision, but
Well, like afternoon, I think. But you know.
yeah, whatever. Don't get technical. Robin dies of a stroke.
She's
Yeah,
stroke
my
fired.
cellmate
No,
is here. I
my
was gonna ask him
friend.
if he wanted to talk about his dreams and aspirations.
He's like incoherently just staring at a corner.
Mumbling.
The heat exhaustion's finally caught up to him.
Anything I want to say to Robin or anyone? Fuck you guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
You guys sit in silence as you
I'm meditating.
continue your experience here in this prison. And I will say probably another maybe hour or so of silence goes by before you see you see the slated wooden door open once more towards the end of the hall, where the entrance of the prison is, and you see 5 dwarven guards enter. All of them carrying kind of the same sharpened short sword, kind of this like deeper silvery gray, almost matching the walls in a way. And all of them heading towards you guys at the back of the prison on the first level here.
I was probably leaning against one of the walls of the cell, so I kind of stand up and slowly cautiously walk to the over to the bars.
I'm like hiding behind my cellmate,
using him as a meat shield.
using him as a meat shield, really hoping they can't see me.
Still saying crisscrossing around.
As you guys kind of disperse from the disturbance in your silence here, they take a stop in front of Vol's cell. They look up. This fits the description. And the other dwarves look at him. He is kind of a darker, tan dwarf, deep creased lines on his face, salt and pepper beard, long hair that goes down to about his lower back, even a little bit further than that. You can see the beard comes to about the peck area as well. Just an overall extremely like poofy, fuzzy guy. Looks up at you, Voltrium. You're coming with us. Somebody wants to talk to you.
Oh, okay. And he kind of looks back at Robin. And he kind of makes eye contact with her for a second before he nods, and he kind of may have a inkling as to who it is, but you know, weird things have happened before, so he kind of further steps forward.
Well, don't fuck anything up.
As you step forward, this dwarvish guard produces something from a pouch, a small, almost like a blueberry. It looks like this like deeper blue orb. Hands it over to you. Consume that for me, would you?
Sure. He reaches down with his left hand and pops it into his mouth.
As you pop it into your mouth,
Die.
you explode from the inside.
Shit.
You begin to feel like this weird, like, surging across your body. And you've experienced something like this before when you're kind of around your items, and especially when you're around the core. This like odd arcane tingling that begins to like almost go through like your bloodstream and reach your fingers and your toes, as the dwarf kind of does like almost like folds his hands like over themselves, almost like he's rubbing his hands, and then points his hand as high as he can reach it and slowly lowers it down. And Robin, you begin to notice Voltrium getting shorter and skinnier and shorter and skinnier as he is reduced. Almost like pretty paper thin, like probably about as probably about as thick as like an arm, because that's about as much as can like reach through the bars, as he is like squeezed through your like trunk, and your tusks are like bent in weird ways as they attempt to get you through these bars, before the concentration on the spell is broken and you just like like pop out like a balloon and grow to your normal size.
And he scratched his head. That was fucking weird.
The other 4 dwarves instantly, as you're kind of just sitting there back to your normal size, clink on handcuffs, clink on ankle cuffs, put like a iron ring around your hips that has this like spike up the back that goes along your spine, and puts and clinks your handcuffs onto that. So now it's like a triple layer of protection. And then you are slowly shuffled and escorted up to the front of the prison. Traversing with ankle cuffs on in sand is an interesting challenge, but you slowly but surely get it done. As you have to lower your head and almost like get thin in order to fit through this wooden door up to the stones. You vaguely remember this room, a small winding stone path leading to the front door, sunlight almost being a symbol of freedom, but at this point you're kind of tired of light. Darkness would probably be more of a freedom than more sun, but you can see through kind of like a larger set of like almost like a smaller castle door, like maybe like a barn door. Sunlight beaming through. You are about, if you really tried, you're about 30 feet away from freedom from the Iron Cube.
Voltrium is not going to make a break for it. His trunk is going to kind of... I guess it really kind of can't. He's going to kind of try and block the sun like he would with his hand, but with his trunk. He can't get both eyes, but he can get one.
You are shuffled along the stones towards kind of a side wooden door. You are pushed down like onto your knees in order to like fit into this doorway that was built for basically dwarves. Like you're cramming into like a gopher hole at this point. They begin to pat you down, your hips, your back, your front. They even like lower the flaps on your lips to make sure you're not hiding anything in your gums. They kind of
help them out. I'll lift my trunk to
give
them the semblance that I'm not hiding anything.
It goes by a lot quicker if you are like helping, like shifting around, moving your arms. So they can check your armpits and all the different cracks and crevices. As the door opens, you see, I think the first thing you see is a gleaming bronze medallion in a torchlight. And you and Matt can work on this together if you would like. This medallion is eerily familiar to you, and your stomach drops upon seeing it. What does the medallion of the Firebrand Forum look like, gleaming in this torchlight in this room?
I imagine it would be something like, because I remember in the document you said that
And a red
that
shitty something.
that grand fire was kind of brought up from the scorch marks of a great wildfire, if I remember correctly.
Yes, it was built in the crater of ash from an enormous wildfire.
So I imagine it would be kind of this. The emblem would be of this phoenix rising from a raging wildfire, pretty much a raging wildfire. And if you want to add anything, any flavor of yours, Matt,
I also
feel
have Phoenix
free.
imagery in my head, so kind of read my mind there.
Cool.
Okay.
This
Like
small
rotating.
medallion, flames licking the bottom of it as a bird, kind of separated by a little bit of like a dark patch in the pin, spread out, rising from the fire, also licked in flames. A phoenix rising from the ashes, the symbology of the Firebrand Forum turning ash into greatness. You see he wears the orange and browns and yellows and reds, the kind of mix between autumnal colors and the very vague thin line that is the autumnal colors and grand fire colors. You see once he looks at you, a wash of relief but intensity also comes over his face as he is sitting in a room with another dwarven figure. This one is wearing a kind of iron helmet, a slit down the nose, but kind of an open concept up front, an intense look across his face of impatience. He carries a large morning star that has enchanted runes across each spike on the ball. As you can see, he's like playing with it and like twirling it in his hand before he like slams it onto the desk like a judge's hammer. It leaves an impact and a dent into the wood as he looks at you. Not really entering this room. There's no real way for you to get in here without reducing you once again. So you're kind of just kneeling in the door frame. But the representative from the Firebrand Forum looks at you. Oh, exactly what I was looking for. You really are here in Maruka. He then turns his attention over to the dwarf. This is the person responsible for smuggling a powerful arcane artifact out of Grandfire that is property of the Firebrand Forum.
I don't know what you are talking about.
The dwarf is just rubbing his temple in between like the iron slit by the nose. As he's like rubbing his like gauntleted hand is just slowly lifting the helmet off of his head. What do you want? You have your prisoner. You've been a pain in my ass all day. What do you want now? The representative just pacing back and forth in this very small, almost like closet-like room. I would like to transfer your prisoner back to Grandfire to be tried, to be, well, put to death, honestly. But, more importantly, I would like to take a look at his possessions. He owns something very important to us, and you would not like to make an enemy of the Firebrand Forum, would you? You can see the dwarf grip the handle on the Morning Star. I may be a guard of a prison, but I know a veiled threat when I hear one. You better watch your tongue when you're talking to me in my prison. And he looks over at you. You know anything about an arcane weapon owned by the Firebrand Forum?
He kind of, as trying to sound as confident as he can, but he's internally panicking. He kind of chuckles a little bit. As I've told the guards, and I've told you guys thousands of times, he didn't give me anything.
The representative snaps his head over to you. He's lying. And the guard looks at you. Well, I don't know how it works in Grandfire, but in Marukan law, it's innocent until proven guilty. So, he says he doesn't have it. And until it can be proven that he does, you have no right to go rifling through his stuff. Seems we're at an impasse, as I told you, over 10 hours ago. The representative also goes to, like, rub his temple. I'm not leaving until I have the prisoner or the weapon. Preferably, and the weapon. You can remove me, but the Firebrand Forum is going to be breathing down your neck, the Matriarch's neck, for as long as this issue persists. And you can see now he grabs the Morning Star and chucks it at the wall behind the representative. That's 2 threats in one day. Don't make it a third. You won't live long enough to regret it. The representative, you can see, like, forces a swallow down as all of a sudden he grows nervous. Well, you put it best then. We appear to be at an impasse. The Dwarven Guard looks over at you. I'll give you one last chance. Tell your truth. Do you have it or no?
Again, I will say the same thing I've told them when I left Grandfire. And the countless times they interrogated me after, and you can see, and he starts to get a little bit of that, like, confidence back as his ears flap and in the deepest part of his throat, he kind of does that elephant, like, growl as he kind of leans forward after they questioned me 15 times after his death, not letting me grieve. I don't have anything.
Well,
He
and
stares
the guard
directly at the
continues.
representative.
As you, like, look at the representative, the guard kind of just keeping eye contact with you. Well, he doesn't have it, which means I don't have it. The representative pulls at his vest, pulls it in tighter to his chest. Well, we'll play your game then. I shan't be a bother. Not any longer. And he looks at you. Vol, this won't be the last time you see me. Gives you a polite smile and nods towards the guards. I'm ready to leave now. The guard picks up goes to grab the Morning Star out of the wall. Finally, I never thought you'd say that. And they both push past you towards the entrance of the prison as the other 4 dwarves help you, like, get up and begin to head you back towards the prison. Is there anything you want to do as you're being collected here in this space?
I kind of want to, as the representative passes me, I want to kind of look down, like, shift my head, look down at him, and kind of underneath my breath in, just in common, not really in Loxodon or in Elfin folk or anything, kind of say to him, you have why do you keep pestering me about this?
The representative just ignores you, continues to walk. You get a feeling he heard what you said, but he's got to keep his head on straight. He did just have a Morning Star thrown at him.
That is true. And then, if if I can, as they're kind of shuffling me back, I would like to just kind of look around, get a better feel for the prison, for this front area.
Sure. You look around the stones. You can see another door kind of on the opposite side of where you were knelt and almost kind of taken in, behind like a large countertop, even large for like, well, I guess not large for you, but large for like dwarven circumstances. You can see there is a dwarf and a human kind of sitting in chairs, quietly talking to each other. Very obvious, like you can kind of pick up on a few words. They're very obviously talking about the display that just happened here, and they're very obviously like talking about you. They're kind of just like, I've never seen an elephant folk before. Very, and as you like look over at them, they kind of just drift off. Well, the weather today has just been kind of crazy. As they avoid eye contact with you, very obviously like talking about you, just refusing to acknowledge that they had done anything wrong.
Okay.
All right, guys.
Oh, hey, man. But you just continue onwards, or is there anything else you want to try and glean?
I guess I want to see if there's like, not if there's signs, but if I can gather like where our stuff is being held. Like
There
in this
are,
front area of the prison.
as far as you're aware, there are 2 doors. There is the one that you were knelt in front of, and there's the one behind the countertop. So you didn't see a whole lot of holding space in the room that you were knelt in front of. So that kind of process of elimination where your stuff might be. Then again, this room is kind of thin. In comparison to like the quadrant of space it should be taking up relative to like how you're kind of mapping this out in your head. I guess you don't, like, you only meta know that this is a cube, but your character kind of doesn't understand that this is supposed to be like a fourth of the prison. So I would say, like, as Voltrium, you only see the other door. But as Aiden, kind of, you would probably be able to sense, like, this prison probably has a few tricks. There might be, like, some hidden space or extra storage room, but Voltrium would not have access to that information.
Okay.
At least not yet.
And as I'm kind of, are there like guards walking beside me?
Yes,
as they
the other 4 kind of like lesser guards are taking you back. The one head guard that addressed you and reduced you in order to take you up front is walking with the other helmet-wearing guard, taking the representative out. And you can also hear them kind of grumbling back and forth with the representative of the forum.
He's gonna turn to one of the guards at his side and just hoping to make conversation. There's a guard probably not gonna make conversation at all. He's just gonna say, "Do you know? Did he say exactly what he was looking for, or like what kind of?"
All we know is you've got something on you that has a lot of interest from the Firebrand Forum. They've been with us all day. I haven't been let in on much else.
And I've, as I said there, you absolutely heard me. I don't know what he's talking about, other than the only thing that I could think was that gauntlet, but I built that myself.
Well, kid, my first recommendation is to stop talking. The more I hear, the worse your situation gets. My second recommendation is to play careful. Whatever game he's talking about, he holds power, and it sounds like he intends on making your life a lot harder. So play careful. Last thing I want to see is you get out of here and instantly turn heel right back into my arms.
Thank you for the advice. I've never been in prison before. I don't know how any of this works.
I can tell.
I appreciate
All of
it.
you should be getting representation in the next couple of days, and hopefully the city doesn't find enough evidence to keep you all here. Though, unfortunate circumstances have happened to good people before, so we shall see.
Thank you again. You don't have to, with I imagine some of your other prisoners, you don't have to fight me to go back. I'll go.
That's good. And he produces again one of those dark blue blueberry orbs, throws it up to you, undoes like one of your hands so you can put it in your own mouth comfortably, as you are once again reduced and basically flat stand lead back into your cell.
He pops back out in the other side of the cell and nods to the guards as they walk away.
You are once again left alone in this space.
And as soon as they go down the ladder or out the door, he just breathes out this long sigh and then just collapses to his knees and like starts hyperventilating. Oh, fucking shit.
Oh, I take it you didn't do anything stupid.
No, but that
They
was
might be able to hear us in here, so best not talk about too much.
Yeah, I'm not gonna reveal too much. Just gonna say who was there. A representative from Grandfire.
Oh. They're still on you about that?
Yeah. They won't let it go.
Well, really all we can do is hope this blows over.
I really hope so too. I mean,
Oh gods.
and he kind of, as he starts to say something else, that a couple of the memories start to flash in his mind, he just kind of goes still and silent.
Anyone else doing anything here in the evening heat of the Iron Cube?
So, like, do they feed us in here, or?
Not that you've seen.
Okay.
You all actually
Just fast,
starve
I
to
guess.
death. Yeah, you guys just die now.
Is there like an airflow within the cages? I guess like is air flowing in or out or something?
We're actually just slowly running out of oxygen. We're gonna all suffocate to death.
There's a small bit of airflow, and you can tell from at least like how the cart, like you guys were basically crammed like sardines into a cart, and I think you can tell you gained a decent amount of elevation. Most of you guys, when you had been spending time in Maruka, knew Maruka as a cloudy and foggy city. So for this to be that, for this to have this much sunlight, is to be in a decently highly elevated state. So I would say there's a small bit of a breeze, but for the most part, like at this point in time, I would say, like especially you, Scorvin, and you, Robin, I would say you guys are probably a pretty like lighter pinkish red at this point.
Nah.
Stay on that prestidigitation shit.
Robin's
Stay
good for it.
icy in here.
Yeah, and I'm good for it.
Yeah, Scorvin actually just has a stick of icy hot on him.
I do have a kind of rule question because I haven't played a spellcaster in a while.
You die.
Whenever you want to
Yeah,
do it,
you
you can't do
get
it.
killed.
Yeah.
So I know I need you know, being an artificer, I need tools to be able to like cast my actual spell, my leveled spells. Does that also apply to cantrips?
Good question. I'm not familiar with Artificer,
And our tipster.
but I'm sure it's somewhere in your spellcasting, somewhere, maybe, question mark.
I would imagine, like,
I would assume not. Cantrips, I think, are kind of just their own, like, thing, but I don't know how much they wanted Artificer to be, like, quirky and different, so maybe. But, yeah, I'm assuming it would be, like, if you go to your class editor, and then you go to spellcasting, it would give you more of a thing.
The first thing, it does say tools required. You
so
produce
yeah.
your spells through tools, and use thieves tools, thinkers tools, or other kind of artisan tools, with which you have proficiency as a focus, and you must have one of those focuses in hand when you cast when you cast a spell, meaning the spell has an M component when you cast it. So I guess technically, if it doesn't have a material component, you're fine to cast it by the rules.
Yeah, so if it doesn't have an M, then you're good.
Okay. I'm. Nah. I just figured I'd ask because I forgot
Okay.
how that all works. But there's really nothing I want to cast.
You'd be pretty much the same for Scorpion and Thetics and Druid right now. So just no M spells at the moment.
But Voltrium, fuck, has just kind of pushed himself against the farthest wall of the cell and just has hit his head in one of his hands, just trying to calm his breathing.
Cool. You just have a panic attack right now.
I'm not helping you.
That's not. God damn! What happened to all those times you helped me with panic attacks in the past? You just see this one as like
Those
I'm
weren't
done
real.
helping
Actually, you were hallucinating.
you know what? The fight. You know what? It probably did something to me. The smoke probably did something to me.
Yeah.
Bro's
And
smoking.
I would go and dude, bro's getting high as hell. I would go and pat you on the shoulder, I guess.
I'm gonna have a little water
Stop it.
party in my cell with
Did you just say
TI
stop it?
Paprika.
What do you mean a
I mean,
water party? Are
right
you guys
now-
like spitting on each other?
Bro's pissing himself.
Whoa.
No, I'm gonna try using elementalism to make like a nice spray of cool mist.
Is that a cantrip?
It is a cantrip.
Okay, go ahead and roll a Arcana check for me.
Is it a
And watch this be the one time it fucks up and I
material
just
component?
explode. It is 0 components.
Oh, crazy. Or as a material, but I guess 0 is also.
That is a +8, 22.
22.
Jesus.
Holy shit. Alex dice are hot.
I mean, the
You
+8 is also really helping.
Now it's hot.
you go ahead and you begin to just it's almost like you're hotboxing your cell. You just begin to mist up your cell to keep you and TI Paprika cool here
Well,
in
it's
this
like
space.
cool boxing, really.
That is true.
Dude, it's ice boxing.
Dude, let's go.
You guys do see like a
Anyway.
strange mist begin rolling out of Scorvin and TI Paprika's cell.
Thanks.
And also like some foot moves because you know we're getting a little jiggy with it.
What?
Getting a little
It's
jiggy.
fucking in there. What's happening?
No,
You guys
because
are
it's
just
prison doesn't mean it's got to be a bad or boring time. You know, bust out some moves.
Yeah, we're shooting the shit, you know.
Dude, show me those kiwi dances. You know,
I do an
Versus
interpretive
braces.
Kiwi dance.
let's fucking go. I'm gonna try to copy it, but like terribly.
You get really into it and you just let out the horrific scream of a kiwi and everyone just is instantly terrified of you.
Just in this silent prison, it's just like kiwi screaming and then just like person screaming.
Well, it's not silent. We can hear the shuffling of the sand at least. That's your fucking dancing.
I mean that too.
Your sand's getting kicked up, thrown out of the cell. Someone throwing at you. Oh god, you're getting sand all over yourself.
It looks beautiful.
Dude, we're just having a little. It's like a beach party, you know.
Sand just in. Well, oh yeah, no, we don't have shoes, do we?
Dude, give me like fucking.
No, you guys are
Well, I
dogs in the sand right now.
Wait,
Nice.
hold on. There any? Do we have like cups? Do they give us cups for
No.
anything?
No,
No.
you guys don't have anything.
Oh wait, hold on.
Anyways, back to Volk. Stop it.
Good God damn, you're real good at this.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, there's no use. Like killing yourself about it. We're kind of stuck in here. Just like relax.
He
I don't know, man. I'm not like a therapist. I give people like medicine.
he kind of starts to calm down, and
I punch you in the
underneath
face.
his fucking damn it, Jesus Christ.
I concave your nose.
Ugh,
entire
no.
trunk.
I don't like that visual.
Your
Make your
entire
trunk
trunk.
open.
Holy shit.
That's a fucking visual.
But I'll sit
But
down
as
next to you, I guess, and start meditating
as you
again.
kind of sit next to me, his breathing kind of calms down, and he says something underneath his breath, but it is a language you've heard him use before, and one you probably absolutely
Yeah,
cannot understand.
I know common sign language in Dwarvish.
Oh,
Huge.
I don't.
I don't know how much
I
Dwarvish
he
makes
is-
sense. I might ask Kyle about changing that. But either way,
He
Dude, you could have been
is
talking to the guards this whole time.
they
going
can
to
talk to us already.
He's gonna
Yeah,
just
but, like,
say
better.
he's gonna say a couple things under his breath in well, I guess in this scenario,
Walks out on ease.
in elephant folk, just this a couple he starts to say starts to like, fuck, what would elephant folk be, or the language, probably a mix of like soft trumpets, and then it's almost like he goes to trumpet
my
something,
tongue out.
it cuts off, and then starts back up again. This kind of mix of trumpeting, grunting, growling, or not growling, if he just says something but underneath his breath.
Bro's speaking under his breath. He's like calling me slurs and elephant knees.
Dude, what the fuck?
We have unique slurs for people that don't have a direct translation, and I'm just calling you all of those.
True
What the
and
fuck?
real. True and real.
Y'all are being hateful over there. We're just having a good time over here.
this
T.I.
is
Paprika
what
and
friendship is.
Scorbin are practicing mating dances on each other.
This
they're
is what our
practicing mating
friendships
already.
consist of. This is what our friendships consist of, just us calling each other slurs.
Hey, I don't call you any slurs.
Well, don't worry about it. You've never
Hey.
actually heard me call you a slur. You don't know what I'm saying underneath my breath.
I know.
You can just feel the hateful energy
Yeah.
from it.
I can tow.
I can feel the malice.
I don't have any malice towards you, Robin. What are you talking about? You're my
No,
best
no,
friend.
no. Anyways, good night.
It is 6 p.m.
Good night. What the fuck else are we doing in here?
Grandma. What else is there to do?
That's up to you guys if you guys want to make your own fun or if you guys just want the time to
You
continue
could
to
always give me a
pass.
pack of cards.
I'll give you a pack of cigs.
No, I need cards on 6. Oh, what is the drowsy? They're gonna like kill us over SIGs too.
Yeah, he's just like he's just gonna find any reason to hunt you all down.
The floors of the cells are sand, right?
Correct. About 5 to 6 inches of sand.
You can make a sandcastle.
Something like that. And TI Paprika, you want to try and sculpt some cups from all this wet sand we have?
I will sure try my best.
Making cups for.
Don't you fucking worry about it, all right?
What sort of check is that?
Yeah, how to sand cup?
Well, you get it wet, then you sculpt it around. You know.
And then we put it somewhere hot to fire it. Like.
Well, no. So then I use elementalism to use sculpt element, and then make it assume that crude shape.
Do you have enough water to make the sand sufficiently wet?
Hey, Beck and water. Spray a cool mist that lightly dampens creatures and objects in a 5-foot cube.
Lightly dampens. You have to realize this sand has been beating under the sun for the past couple of months. I don't know if it would necessarily moisten enough to make a shape that you want it to.
Let's see. I mean, I guess I could try, because I just don't know when my good luck is gonna run out, and this spell is just gonna fucking like explode my frontal lobe. But I could just beckon more water.
You could just like
constantly
stop
beckon
casting
water.
spells.
Never.
Yeah.
That's like all I'm good for.
Well, I mean,
I guess I could
fucking
make
all I'm good for is punching. It's gonna be beating the shit out of Bolt.
I mean, I guess I could just sculpt element anyways. I just wanted it to be like an interactive thing. I just wanted to get him in on the
bonding experience.
Yeah. He's the only one in here who's not a fucking violent psychopath.
I'm not a violent psychopath.
Yeah. What do you need a weird nuclear gauntlet for, huh, buddy?
He's got a
Building
about
orphanages, saving puppies? No. Murder.
I haven't murdered anyone.
Not yet.
Likely story.
I haven't. My hands are clean.
That's rich coming from you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Over there.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
Federal someone who should
Nothing's
probably be
proven.
federal level.
All right,
prison.
list of the crimes. All the ones in the book.
I wouldn't question. I would assume innocence, like if he had just listed off the charges. But the fact that he knows the numbers, I'm starting to think something might be up here.
Yeah.
He's just very orderly.
I'm starting to think at least a couple of those might be his fault, guys.
Oh God, who are you?
God?
God is talking.
God ascends from the sand.
It's like, bro, this guy might be guilty.
We're all going insane.
But yeah, another hour or so passes here in the prison. It eventually begins to slowly cool off, but definitely a couple of more days in here, and you guys will start looking like Kragar. I will say probably around sunset, around 7-ish, 8-ish in the evening. The slatted wooden door opens again, the kind of front of the prison, and you see a feminine presenting human woman, tattoos kind of along the top of the scalp and through the skull that go down the back of the neck. A soft face, kind eyes, and a kind smile. Walks forward in a simple, kind of like a lightish, like a baby blue almost robe. and steps into the prison, kind of looking around ever so slightly before kneeling down and talking to one of the dwarvish guards before continuing to take steps towards the back of the prison towards you guys.
You don't suppose she's here about food or anything, would you? I don't see her with anything in tow.
Or any water?
Something. These ears can only do so much.
You guys are gonna like rubber accents off on me.
You're gonna become nasally.
You know, they're just more British or something.
British?
You don't suppose she got some water?
You got a bottle of water?
Beans on toast?
Oi, lad.
Gario.
But
Got any beans?
she heads over towards your cell, Kragar, and stops in front of your cell, taking a look at you.
Aww.
Gives you a kiss on the forehead. Mwah. You deserve it.
Whoa.
I did so good.
And you get a gold
With
star
all
on the
those
fridge.
burgers.
She looks down at the dwarven guard accompanying her. Well, he's certainly in a roughed up state. You're Kragar, correct?
So I've been told.
I have been asked to be of assistance. You look in all sorts of rough shape. Can I help you?
I mean, I'm not going to refuse.
She kind of waves her hands like towards her to bring you closer towards the bars.
I would go towards her.
You walk over towards her, and she goes to like reach into one of the pockets on her robes, and pulls out a small like puck-like casing, uncorks it, and you see a like whitish cream as she kind of puts it on her fingers and begins applying some of it to your arm. The instantaneous like cooling sensation is almost euphoric on like your broken and chapped skin. As she kind of like lets that kind of settle in on your like your larger, she's probably like at your like fingers and hands realistically more than your arms, like working her way up the mass, the mass that is you. She goes to like reach down to her belt and like produced underneath her robe, she grabs a flask and pushes it towards you as well, kind of through the bars.
Straight whiskey.
I take a drink and I ask, who is requesting my service?
You take a drink, and Alec was not far off. It is bourbon in the flask.
I take another swig. I take another hefty swig.
You're like, oh, thank God, water. It hits your lips, and it's just like, holy shit. You probably haven't had this in like 7 to 8 years almost, probably when you began your prison cycle. But yeah, like straight bourbon hits your lips as you go to take another hefty swig, as she continues to apply like the balm to your hands. No one, at least that I've been told, is requesting your services. And looks over at the dwarven garden, nods, and the dwarf begins to leave. She remains silent, just slowly like rubbing in the ointment into your skin, kind of now working her way up the wrists and into your forearms as the dwarf closes the door. I've learned in my time helping people that honesty is the best way to get what you want. I have been brought here to help search for answers. And I'm sure you know of which answers I am trying to ascertain. I've been told the truth that you hold close to your chest is dangerous, but can be useful information to some very high up public officials. And I'm not going to do anything to extort the truth out of you, but I figured if I showed that I'm willing to help, I might earn your trust and, in turn, help the city that has helped me.
Kragar, at what she's saying, would kind of pull his arms back slowly back into his cell, and just kind of retreat in, like, further inside, and just turn away from the bars and begin praying, just not acknowledging her any further.
A man of belief. It's rare in these parts. And she goes to, like, you can hear, like, the sleeve lifted on the arm. And she, like, points to something in your peripheral. I am a follower of the Ancient Ones myself. We walk similar paths. We can help each other. But, again, I won't press the issue. Especially since I'm not being watched in this environment. You seem a good guy. But I figured I'd offer my services to help the city, as I said, that has helped me. She begins, like, putting the cap on the ointment, goes to grab the flask in the sand, pushes it back through the bars, and just, like, slowly packing up. Are you turning to her or addressing her in any way, or just kind of letting her leave at this point?
He'd probably just let her leave for now. He's spent a long time in here and has learned through many lessons not to trust people at their first word, so.
Sure. She begins to get up and, without hesitation, begins to head towards the door. Is anyone else in this prison speaking up about this strange woman?
Voltrium is probably gonna take a breath, get up, go to the bars, and put his two large hands on the bars, just kind of studying and watching her. He kind of retreats for a second, his right hand, before he puts it back. The nerve's still a little shot, but they're still there.
She glances over at you, pressed against the bars, just gives you a curt nod. She begins to leave if no one else has any statements or anything of the sorts that they would like to make. You are muted, Matt, by the way, if you are talking.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
She leaves out of the prison. Now here in the evening moonlight, it sits at a good, like, 80 degrees here in this space. Warm, somewhat comfortable, and finally the sun not beaming in on the prison. But for most of you, you internally celebrate surviving your first day of prison, though all of you are a little bit hungry and very thirsty after being neglected for most portions of the day. But for one of you, it's just another day in the system. But as all of you find an uncomfortable and sweaty rest, that is where we're going to leave off tonight's session.